Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to another bonus reading. We're going to do a, for the rest of the year, love reading. I've been getting a lot of requests for love readings since love keeps coming up in these readings like crazy. And I said that the end of this year would be heavy on love anyway. So we're going to do a love reading. And if you don't want a love reading, guess what? Don't watch, right? So this is just going to be a bonus for those that want it. And in your first row, we're going to look at your general energies that you could be dealing with at this time regarding love. Next, we're going to look at their current feelings for you. So if you're dealing with a person or attracting a new person, doesn't matter. We're just going to see what comes up here. Next, we're going to look at who is coming towards you. So if you want new love, or again, even if you're dealing with a person already, we're going to see how they're, like what their energy is like, how they're approaching you here in this row. Definitely someone wants a new beginning. I feel like it's a new person. And finally, we're going to look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you here in this last row. We're going to clarify the whole thing, of course, and I'm going to pull 3 yes/no questions at the end. So you start off here with this career card. It says business success achievement. So clearly, I feel like some of you could be more focused on career at this time. Again, this is a love reading, so that's going to be the focus of the reading, but I kind of feel, some of you could be also coming off of this type of energy is what I would say. It's like maybe you've kind of established yourself because you have the Two of Wands, which we're going to talk about right now. You have the Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Two of Wands. Knight of Wands tells me that you've probably dealt with some inconsistent energy in the past, of course. I feel like someone had a wandering eye. I also feel like someone just like, I don't know, I feel like this is a very inconsistent person. The funny thing is for some of you, I actually don't feel like this is that bad of a person. Again, obviously, take it how it resonates. For some of you, this was someone who did you dirty. But for a lot of you, I kind of feel like maybe, just some people are just, like, I don't even know what the word is. Some people are just wanderers, right? They just, they just have that kind of adventurous spirit. And, I feel like maybe some of you were dealing with a person like that. Maybe not a bad person, but maybe they just can't stay where they are. And so I feel like that's what you dealt with, right? And I feel like you chose to move on with the Six of Swords. You probably chose to, basically move on to calmer shores, move on to something better. You chose to make the sacrifice. The interesting thing is like the second you moved on, they probably rushed in with communication, Knight of Swords. But Eight of Cups, I feel like you've finally chosen to walk away from a situation. Very clear to me here, Cancer. Really, I feel like this is where you're at. Two of Wands. I feel like you've established something. Again, could be in career, business, work, or otherwise. Take it how it resonates. And now you're starting to kind of like look out into the world. I feel like some of you, I don't know. It's like, what do the kids call it nowadays? Cuffing season, right? Maybe some of you kids want to, cuddle or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, right? But I feel like you're kind of looking out in the world and you're like, maybe you've had like one too many pumpkin spice lattes like me, right? And you're just like saying, you know what? I'm feeling the fall spirit. I want to get out there and cuddle with somebody. So I feel like some of you are just looking out at the world. You've established something. And now you're just like saying, okay, like, I'm good in my career, or I've been working on my career, but now I want love. Now I want to get out into the world. So, after dealing with this person, whatever, here, I feel like you're kind of saying to yourself, I want to get out. I'm using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way, if you're wondering what deck this is. With the Six of Swords, you have this extremism card. I do feel like some of you could have been dealing with a person who maybe like was a little bit extreme in their feelings. I kind of feel like this person was hot, cold, and everything in between with this energy. You can see this person rushing in. It's funny that I said, like, the second you walked away from this person, they probably came rushing in with communication at the very least. But at the same time, again, it's kind of interesting because, just intuitively, I feel for some of you, this person just knows that they are kind of like a restless spirit. They're a wanderer. And again, this isn't even a criticism. Like I said, for some of you, this person might be perfectly fine, but maybe they're just a restless spirit. Maybe they're just meant to wander. That's like their life purpose. I feel that on a very deep level for some of you. For some of you, I feel like you've been wondering like about this past person. And again, I feel like that's what it is that they are just a restless spirit. With the Knight of Wands, you have two cards. You have this discrimination card and this appreciation card. The discrimination card isn't about being discriminated against. It's about kind of like really focusing on what you want. This appreciation card is a card of abundance. You can see that there's a cornucopia right here. Cornucopias are cards of are symbols of abundance. So I kind of feel this is saying like you need to focus exactly on what you want. It's like I do kind of get this feeling here with the Knight of Wands of still missing this person, but I feel if you really, really think about it, it's like, do you miss them or do you miss the idea of them, right? And could they really give you this cornucopia? Could they really give you everything that you want and desire in a relationship? I would say no. With the Two of Wands, you have this rebellion card. Again, I feel like you're getting out there. I would be rebellious. I would get out there and date if I were you here, Cancer. I would get out there and meet some people. Just see what's available. Maybe go against yourself, right? And what I mean by that, it's like maybe you always choose like the same type of person. I don't think this is talking about a bad rebellion. I feel like this is saying maybe you need to choose a different type of person that you've never dated before. Date people you've never, types of people you've never dated before, because you might just find like the person that you really want. And again, you end with the King of Cups here. It looks really good. Next, in the area of what are we doing? Oh, their current feelings for you. You have this Mischief card. So again, I feel for some of you, this is just that past person. I kind of feel like trickster energy, but not like in a bad way. Almost like, like they call it like Heyoka energy, like the wise clown, right? So some of you, it's like you could have just been with a person who's like a contrarian, just a person who's here to always think the opposite about life and everything in between. And again, I think we need these people, right? That Heyoka energy in the world right now, because everything's too goddamn serious anyway in the first place. So that's what I would say here, but for you, I feel like this Mischief card is actually pretty good. I feel like you're thinking about getting out there and being playful. We even see that playful energy playing out here with the Ten of Cups. So you have the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Chariot. You showing up in a very strong position, showing up as yourself here, Cancer. So I feel like you're just like ready to get out there, meet new people. For some of you, you could be traveling as well. If you go this way, up to the King of Cups, Fool is like a new journey. The King of Cups has a boat behind him, and the boat behind him kind of represents going into uncharted territory, going somewhere you've never been before. So I really feel your answer for the end of the year, if you want love, is to, again, try to either find the type of person that you've never been with before, or kind of like do things. I know this sounds very simple, but do things differently. I always say, like, people always get the same results in love. And I'm like, well, you're probably doing the same thing that you've been doing for a long time. You have to mix something up, right? Maybe you always meet people in the same location. Maybe you always meet them in the same way. It's like, how can you make things different? Maybe they always have the same warning signs. How can you change things up, right? You have the Knight of Swords. I feel this is partly the past person, but I also feel there could be someone who's rushing in with communication. I feel like someone wants to be with you. There's definitely a person here. Could be a water sign. They're showing up as a Scorpio, but, could be any water sign coming in for you. And what I would say here is maybe you have to tell this person to hold their horses and that that you don't want to rush things. So, this person does want to move quickly. I kind of feel like you want to move a little quickly as well. You have the Ten of Cups, which is like happy home, happy family. But again, I feel there's no rush here. And I feel like you need to make sure that you're moving quickly for the right reasons. And I don't really feel this is that big of a deal, but I do feel that someone wants to rush into your life right now. Maybe they see you as the mother or the father of their children or something with that Ten of Cups. But, I would like communicate with this person that you want to like take it easy. With the Ten of Cups here, you have this organization card. Someone else just had this card. I don't remember who, but I would like get organized in your thoughts. Again, you have that discrimination card. And I feel like that discrimination card is saying that you need to organize your ideas about like the type of person you want, or, what they... what you want your role to be in a relationship and all that other stuff. I would get very clear about that. You even have this horse card next. It says freedom in action on it. And it's kind of giving me the vibes of, again, something moving very, very quickly. So I would get clear on what you want. With the Knight of Swords, you have this health card. Some of you could be focusing on your own health. And you could also be noticing that focusing on your health is making you more confident, and that could be having you attracting just bigger and better people in the first place. So I definitely kind of get that energy here. With the Chariot, you have this inspiration card. I feel like you could be attracting a person where you kind of like inspire each other, probably to leave comfort zones with the Chariot. The Chariot, he is kind of like moving away from where he has always been. He's got that village behind him. For some of you, this could be a Pisces, by the way. This card is Mercury in Pisces. And so I feel for some of you, this person could also be inspiring you just in general, but you also inspire them. And so you're kind of like moving forward on the same path. I'm getting March popping into my head. They could be born in March, but you could also be attracting a person kind of like around the March, April timeframe. So it could be, I know this is for the end of the year, but for some of you, this person could be coming in around that timeframe, or that's when they were born. Next, in the area of who's coming towards you, you have this horse card. And it says, what does it say? It says freedom in action. So someone wants to move very quickly. Again, horses kind of represent momentum. They represent something that maybe starts off a little bit slow, but eventually builds up a lot of steam. I feel like the funny thing is, again, I feel like you could be attracting a person who already has a lot of momentum about you. Or, take how it resonates. It could be you. You could have a lot of momentum towards a new person. And like I said, take how it resonates. But what I would say here is if it's you, I would try to slow things down, because I feel that you could be meeting someone really good, but if you rush it, it could be a problem. If they are rushing, then I feel like you just need to have a communication with them and just say, like, hey, there's no need to rush. I'm not going anywhere, but, I want to slow things down. And I feel like if you do that, you'll be perfectly fine, right? Then nothing bad will happen. You have the Three of Wands, the Death card, and the Fool and the Eight of Cups. Definitely feel like you're walking away from inconsistent energy in the past. I love the Eight of Cups because it really says you're kind of spoiled for choice, because right next to it, you have the Seven of Cups, or I should say, like, kind of like above it. But I feel like you're spoiled for choice in love. I also feel you're walking towards fulfillment. Eight of Cups very specifically is a card of like moving towards fulfillment. You also have the Fool here, and the Fool I feel is saying take a risk. I feel like you're ready. I feel like you're prepared. You see he has this tiny little sack on his back. The sack on his back says that he's almost over-prepared. He has more than enough information to go on a journey. He's about to go through the entire major arcana. This is clearly, I think, a new relationship coming in for you, and I feel that's going to be a long journey, but in the best way possible. So I feel it is safe for you to love. I also, the thing I love about this card is that he has this white rose back here. The white rose represents like pure intentions, and what I'm going to show you next is that on the Death card, which you have the Death card and the Three of Wands, that Death card this is meant to be a white rose on his banner or his flag. It kind of, on the Death card, it kind of represents like the light and the darkness. It represents just that pinprick of light that chases the darkness away. So I feel if you're attracting a person, they could chase the darkness away from your life. I feel it could be someone very motivational and inspirational, like I said. But I also feel this person has very pure intentions. So you could be attracting someone who's like very pure at heart, like an earth angel type person. Three of Wands is a card of expansion. So I feel you could be attracting a person who I feel if you're looking for a clue as to like who this person is, I feel like they're in, kind of like a stage of expansion in their life. They could literally be growing a business. They could be, they could be getting healthy in life, and they could be going through a transformation in the sense that they're improving their health. So there's something here about transformation or transition where you're meeting a person who's kind of in that phase, and they could be becoming like very confident and as well. But it kind of looks like if they're becoming confident, I feel like you're both becoming more confident in life. That's probably why you're attracting this person. Let's see. With the Death card, you have the Discovery card. Definitely could be a person from a distance. You have the Three of Wands, and Three of Wands is a card has 3 ships on it. Normally, it's a card of your ships coming in, but it can be a card of your ships going out. So for some of you, you might have to travel or go on an adventure to meet this person, but I feel like it'll totally be worth it. So, go for it. You could end up moving. Again, you have the Death card, which is like a transformation. So that makes sense. With the Fool, you have this ostentation card. Again, I would be careful of any show-off energy. I kind of feel this is a lingering energy of like a person who shows off in your life. I am getting something weird about like a friend or something like that popping into my head. I'm trying to grab onto the message here, Cancer. But again, if you get into relationships and you have like a creepy friend who always has something to say about your relationships, I'd be careful about that. Because again, this could be a person who is like obsessed with you. I get this like weird message that came out of nowhere is what I'd say. But I get a weird message about like if you have a friend that is of whatever sex you're attracted to, and they always have something to say about your relationships, I feel like they are obsessed with you and they don't want you to be in relationships. I would be very careful of that, is what I'd say. I've done too many readings over the years of friends who have totally ruined people's relationships. And so, I always tell people, it's like, be careful of friends who are constantly shitting on your relationships. They're probably obsessed with you. Even if you're saying, no, they want nothing to do with me. This person does, is what I'm going to say here. Could be a Taurus in your life. With the Eight of Cups, you have this acquisition card. Look at this. It's like divine counterparts on here. These two people, they look very fancy. You could be attracting someone. It could be a Taurus. This is Sun and Taurus. Could be attracting someone where you're both very like abundant, successful, fancy, very, very fancy together. I also think it's interesting that there are these 2 snakes up here, and they're above each person. So like I said, it's like 2 people coming together that have both gone through transformation. So I feel like you could be attracting a person like that. Next, you have this Flute card. It says disappointment in a friend or a lover. I just said this, and Peacock, beware of great pride. So this is the area of the unexpected. Again, you might have no clue that someone's interested in you, and I don't think you're interested in this person. Like I said, it feels like a creepy situation. So if you have one of those situations in your life, I would maybe like cut it off or something, or be careful of it. You have the King of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Again, I feel you could be attracting a water sign as well, or just someone who's very much in touch with their emotions with the King of Cups. I feel like this person's been disappointed a lot. The funny thing is what's popping into my head about this person is I feel like they don't give up. So it's like, if you normally go for a person, for example, who's experienced a lot of disappointments in love, they can be standoffish, or maybe they don't invest a lot in relationships because they have relationship trauma or whatever. I feel like this person gives like 110% no matter what. And I feel that'll stand out to you. It's like maybe as you learn about them over time, you learn that they've gone through some difficulties in relationships. And I feel like, but they still put in 110%. So I feel like it's like, wow, this person is very emotionally stable, but I also feel like they're able to process their own garbage, right? And that's probably why they're at this point. I also feel travel. Again, he has this boat back here right above my finger. The boat on the King of Cups very specifically represents uncharted territory, or going somewhere you've never been before, or going into a place where you've never been before. So I kind of get that feeling here. Next, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is being spoiled for choice. I would focus, is what I would say to you here. I would focus on exactly what you want in love, and make sure that you're not like settling as well. If this past person, if you're dealing with one, I kind of feel it here. It doesn't feel very strong, but kind of shows up here. Like I said, I would just make sure that you're doing things for the right reasons and not settling. And finally, you have the Four of Cups. Again, the Four of Cups, I feel, is a card of disappointments, or thinking the grass is greener on the other side. Some of you could have been dealing or have dealt with a person who thought the grass was greener on the other side. For others, I feel I don't really feel there's anything unexpected here, if I'm being honest, except for, again, if you find out like a friend is interested in you that you're not interested in, I would be careful of that with this energy for sure, because I feel like this person will always want more. And those are like tricky situations, right? But other than that, I feel like what could be surprising is that you're opening up to love. Four of Cups is like saying you've been disappointed a lot, and so it could be just surprising that you open up to this person. Maybe you're surprising yourself. With the King of Cups, you have this restlessness card. I feel you could be attracting a person who is a little bit restless right now. I feel like they kind of have I feel like mentally they've been restless, so you could be attracting a person like that. Do I feel bad about this? I would say no. Let's clarify just to make sure what's going on here. You have this enthusiasm card. This person might just be super enthusiastic. What were we talking about? We were talking about slowing things down, right? This right here is the staff of Hermes right here, and that is Hermes on that card. This basically just says communicate. Again, you could be attracting a person who's very enthusiastic. Clearly, we talked about this in the reading. But again, if they might be feeling restless. I kind of feel like you could be attracting a person who's experienced a similar situation. Let's say you're attracting a person who's been in a long distance relationship before, and you're attracting that. This person, based off their past experience, could be getting restless, because maybe they're saying, you know what, it didn't work out because the past person wouldn't travel to see me. So I feel restless, and I want to, whenever we feel restless or we feel that, we want a solution to the problem. We want to stop feeling the feeling, right? So I feel like this person wants to stop feeling the feeling of being restless because of past experience. Could be you that is feeling this, so take it how it resonates. But I feel like communicating to this person that again, or maybe you need to ask them, right, if it's you in this situation. And I feel like communication is key, clearly telling them what's up. I feel like we'll kind of like solve this problem very quickly. With the Seven of Cups, you have this authority card. I feel like you could be attracting a person in authority. I almost get more mature vibes on this card. So I feel like you could be attracting a person who's like very mature, very well put together, who is in a position of authority. I almost get this feeling of not being able to believe it with the Seven of Cups, because again, Seven of Cups doesn't represent this, but intuitively, I feel like that Seven of Cups could be you not settling, but maybe you're kind of like thinking about the past. You're saying, well, it's like, can I really do better? Oh, hell yes, is what I'd say. Yes, you can. So don't even question it. With the Four of Cups, you have this vision card. This is the sun in Pisces, so it could be a Pisces that you're attracting as well. I feel like Pisces has been all up in everybody's business. I don't know what is going on with Pisces. I feel like that the universe has been injecting something that makes Pisces very excited. I'm going to keep it G-rated here into their energy, because Pisces has been all over everyone. But could be a Pisces. Take it how it resonates. Again, clearly your vision is going to be very important. Like what you see as your future person I would get very clear on that vision, but this looks pretty good. We are going to pull 3 yes, no cards now. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. But for question number 1, you have the 7 of Swords. No. Right away. No. Just no. For question number 2, hell yes. 8 of Wands. If you're thinking about reaching out to a person, I would say yes, because I feel like they're going to be interested. But again, very quick movement, right? This person wants to move quickly, and I feel like it's more nervousness because of a past experience, which we talked about with that King of Cups, enthusiasm, restlessness. They've had a similar experience. Even the 4 of Cups kind of says the same thing, right? 4 of Cups could say that this person that you're dealing with, or you, take it how it resonates, has been dealing with the same experience. I feel like they don't want to get tricked again, is what I'm getting here. So again, maybe you just need to communicate with them that you have full intentions of, meeting them if this is long distance, or you have full intentions of making the relationship work out, but you just you don't want to rush, obviously. For question number 3, yes, you have the Hermit. I feel like you've earned this. Again, for some of you, again, I'm not going to sit here and say there's love definitely coming in this year. For some of you, obviously. But for others, it might be next spring. Again, tarot, the universe doesn't wear a watch. I always say I can go to the store right now, ask every single person out in the store. I guarantee you one person would say yes. So love is always available to us, right? But, is it what you want? Maybe not, if you asked every single person out. So, love is always available to us if we put the work in. But, I kind of feel it might be springtime as well next year that something very serious comes in for you. But, and again, in the meantime, it looks like you're working on your career. 2 Wands, you're establishing yourself, like I said at the beginning of the reading. This looks really good here, Cancer. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.